Hey, it's Angry Weeb, and I'm back. I know it's been a minute. Today we're going to be discussing advanced power scaling and how it relates to certain characters when you're power scaling characters of different verses. Today we're going to analyze Goku to start. And if any power scalers or veteran power scalers want to make suggestions, please do as far as videos and things like that. I love to analyze certain other scalers' videos, certain other scalers' thoughts, and things like that, just for us to come to a better understanding as scalers. And that's for the veteran scalers, and for the few of the amateurs, who just want to bring some ideas to me. So before I dive into the advanced scaling, we have to start with the basics: strength, speed, durability, hacks, and energy projection. Out of all these pillars or staples for power scaling, the hardest of the 5 pillars to research is hacks. So we'll start with the easy ones, and examine, let's just say, strength, for example. Now, many people wonder, why do I call them pillars? And hopefully this diagram explains it a little bit better. But as I've told many amateur scalers, there's levels to this shit. When you dive into the analytics of the pillar of physical strength, you soon realize, as we all look, that Goku barely cracks the top 50 characters in physical strength. As you go higher up the pillar levels, a veteran scaler could easily realize the pool of characters gets smaller as the pillar levels increases. A veteran scaler will also notice characters in a higher echelon of strength are usually brawlers or bruisers, martial artists, and they're usually not fully human. Usually. There are some exceptions. Now, I know I'm going to have those Goku twerkers who love to mention Goku clashed with Beerus. He was shaking Universe 7. Their punches, their blows shook Universe 7. I know we're going to have a lot of those guys come in here and tell me I don't know shit. The thing is, when you analyze these upper echelon of characters within the pillar of physical strength and you run down their physical strength feats, Goku doesn't even hold a candle to these other characters. A lot of these other characters are breaking time and space with nothing but their physical strength. You have to remember, power scalers, this pillar is for physical strength. Almost 9 times out of 10, any planetary threat within the verse of Dragon Ball is usually usually has high energy projection. Any planetary devastation, anything where the universe is possibly could be destroyed, is done using energy projection. A lot of the Dragon Ball characters have high energy projection. So for Goku's physical strength, this pillar reflects that he is truly not of the top echelon of characters as far as physical strength. See, scalers, when you isolate this feat and you analyze it, and when you put it into context and you realize a few things, but these other guys who are in this physical strength pillar, who are well beyond Goku, are leagues above Goku in physical strength. I'm sure many of you believe that Goku is the most physically strongest anime character. I'm talking about from the amateur scaler's point of view. I hate to inform you, but advanced scaling and analytics puts Goku's strength in the mid tier or the mid pillar on most of the characters within fiction. While Goku's Saiyan physiology does grant him higher levels of physical strength than normal humans, he doesn't come close to the god level strength of these characters. I'm going to just run down just a few of the characters who Goku had, as far as the pillar is concerned, on this physical strength pillar. Goku doesn't even compare. Zaraki Kenpachi. Zaraki Kenpachi sliced a meteor with one arm and has been shown to have strength to cut space itself. We're talking about physical strength. Imagine the level of physical strength it would take to cut space itself. For you to have that level of physical strength, Zaraki Kenpachi is beyond Goku as far as physical strength. He's beyond Goku. So for those who think Goku is the strongest anime character physically, it's not true. There is no backing on the pillar. But let's be honest. Zaraki Kenpachi cutting space itself. And we're talking about, there was no energy involved. This was not an energy projection technique. This was a feat done using nothing but his physical strength. He is clearly stronger than Goku, as Goku is not able to punch space itself. He's not able to slice space itself. The Gladiator from Marvel, one of the lesser known Marvel characters, has been on record to punch planets to bits using nothing but his physical strength. Whenever we watch Dragon Ball, whenever you see a planet being destroyed, it's usually through energy projection. Actually, 9 times out of 10, whenever a planet is destroyed in Dragon Ball, it is usually always energy projection. The Living Tribunal, to prove a little bit further how strong Gladiator is, the Living Tribunal, which is another group of deities within Marvel, stated Gladiator could collapse stars with his bare hands and knock planets out of orbit at will. His son, there's a panel here where his son talks about his father's Gladiator. He said he's seen him capable of tearing black holes apart with his bare hands. Do you guys hear what I'm saying? Tearing black holes apart with his bare hand? No, Goku, dude, this level of physical strength is of the higher of echelons. These guys are some of the strongest characters in the verse. We're talking about God level strength characters. The Hulk, Blue Marvel, Superman, Hyperion, Thor, all of these characters are beyond Goku in the physical strength pillar. And for good reason, as many of Goku's greatest feats was due to his enormous energy output, his enormous energy projection, which is an entirely different pillar in itself. Even though Goku's physically is strong, physically he is strong, he is unable to match these characters in terms of raw physical strength. And when we mosey on down to speed, this is one of his strong pillars. This is one of his pillars that puts him above the rest of the characters as far as the versus battle and kind of analyzing him versus other characters. It's his speed. Goku's speed is well beyond average, but he does not possess immeasurable or godlike speed. First, as I've stated in previous videos, that immeasurable speed breaks the time barriers. Example of characters breaking this time barrier or having immeasurable speed would be the Blur, the Flash. These characters are prime examples of characters with immeasurable speed or godlike movement. For example, Goku loses in speed when compared to Silver Surfer and Dispo as well, as those characters' speed defines time. The Blur has went back and attacked in time. Flash has went back and was able to attack someone through time. Silver Surfer is capable of moving faster than light within the galaxy. Dispo is capable of moving faster than Goku using nothing but his physical strength. Now, a lot of people are going to talk about instant transmission. I'm going to talk about that a little bit. If you notice, Goku's speed is higher along the speed pillar than his strength. This is due to Goku usually using his overwhelming speed and energy projection to destroy his opponents. He also has lower energy protection techniques such as the Spirit Bomb and Evil Containment Wave. But these are usually not used as often because of how slow they are. These are not high-speed movement energy techniques. The Spirit Bomb has to be gathered up. The Evil Containment Wave could kill Goku if the opponent that Goku is trying to capture is of the same level as him or the same power as him. Due to Goku's speed technique, instant transmission, Goku is also able to divide time on a lower capacity. The fact that Goku does not lose any real time within the Dragon Ball universe proves Goku's speed is of the higher echelon of characters. So Goku does not have immeasurable speed, but he has infinite speed. Immeasurable speed means we can't measure it. Now some Goku twerkers and Twitter scalers are going to make the argument that Dispo is not faster than Goku. But you have to keep in mind, base Dispo was able to beat Hit's time skip technique using his base speed. No instant transmission. Instant transmission does not utilize a character's physical speed, his muscles as far as movement speed. But Dispo used his enhanced hearing to hear Hit's muscle fibers move. This is why he was able to beat his time skip. It's not his speed. While this may be true, you still have to note his reaction speed has to be faster than light, as he was able to not just dodge his time skip, but stop it altogether. While Goku in Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken form struggled within the anime and eventually lost the match. Prior to Dispo beating Hit's time skip, no one had achieved this feat. Mind you, Dispo beat Hit's time skip in base form. It's interesting, notice Goku never attempted to beat Hit's time skip in the anime using instant transmission. He never used it in the manga either. But there are some differences between the manga. Now there is a reason for this. There is a reason Goku never used instant transmission to allow for high speed movement to beat Hit's time skip. It's because it would not have worked. That is the reason. Goku's instant transmission technique defies the flow of time, as Goku is able to teleport so fast he is outpacing time. On a normal opponent, this would pose a serious challenge, but on Hit, because he is a manipulator of time, instant transmission would have little effect of him, as he has been shown to be capable of accelerating time, so he can make Goku show up before Goku wants to. Because of instant transmission is a high-speed movement technique that does not utilize the user's physical capabilities, Goku will be unable to make the millisecond muscle reaction times when using instant transmission to avoid Hit's time skip. The thing is, using instant transmission does not allow a user to use physical reaction movement speed. Hit would easily be able to overcome Goku's fastest technique, as Goku cannot increase his instant transmission speed with training or instinct. You have to understand that instant transmission is not a speed technique based on physical attributes. For those that want to reference Hit versus Goku in the manga, it is understandable you would say Goku is beyond Hit's time skip. Because he beat him in Super Saiyan Blue form, a lot of people are saying, well, Goku is beyond Hit's time skip. And within the manga, he did overcome this. But we have to note, Hit never went full power. As long as Goku fought within that battle, you have to notice that Hit never went full power. And when he did go full power, he was able to be on par with Jiren in the Tournament of Power. Also, for those who are familiar with Hit, understand that Hit's techniques were designed to kill his opponents. In the Tournament of Power, and even in the first round tournament, if you would take these factors into account, you soon realize that Hit was holding back on Goku within the manga. Nevertheless, Goku is still one of the fastest characters to be examined, but there are upper echelon of characters who are so fast that the time skip would not have mattered at all when it came to them fighting Hit as opposed to Goku. All of the characters that I stated, except for Dispo, is capable of moving through time. And even if Dispo is not capable of moving through Hit's time skip, he is fast enough with his physical abilities to be able to stop Hit's time skip altogether, which Goku was unable to do. Now when we jump down to durability, due to the same physiology Goku inherits, he is much durable than the normal human. However, just like any human, if Goku's vitals are hit or injured, he will and can die. When studying the durability pillar, the characters with the highest durability are more resistant to attacks aimed or perpetrated on the vitals, such as the brain, heart, and lungs. The other common traits characters with high durability have is their resistance to disease, illness, or viruses. as many of the upper echelon of durable characters do not need food, water, or sleep. They are not affected by disease. They don't age, or they age much slower than the normal humans or any other beings within their verse. When you analyze Goku, his Saiyan physiology does make him more durable than most characters, but his durability does not defy the laws of human physiology, such as other characters tiered above him. Characters such as Wolverine, Meliodas, Majin Buu, and even Kato from One Piece all have higher durability than Goku. On many occasions, we have seen a Saiyan succumb to mortal wounds, or nearly die from a virus. Goku doesn't even have the rank amongst the top echelon of characters when diving into durability to be placed in the top 10 or even the top 20. For example, when Frieza destroyed the planet, and despite being planetary himself, Goku needed to escape planet Namek because Goku's durability would not have survived a planetary devastation. Goku's durability stops at planetary and has stayed the same since his battle with Beerus. Hacks is a skill or technique that passively boosts the character's capabilities. Hacks are what I like to call passive abilities, as they passively raise characters up in their respective skill pillars. Goku is no different in his Saiyan physiology. His Saiyan physiology allows for him to go stronger and longer battle drags on. And the closer he is to death and survive, the stronger he will become, as the way the Saiyan physiology is compiled within the Dragon Ball verse. Saiyan physiology is highly adaptable under pressures of battle. Goku running with death is what fuels his Saiyan power to always be evolutionizing. Thus, Goku is a very formidable foe. This Saiyan evolution, where if Vegeta and Goku are close to death and their power levels rise, due to their bodies adjusting to the reality of death, it pushes their powers to new levels. These are one of the key hacks of Goku, Vegeta, and the other Saiyans. After analyzing Goku's strength, speed, durability, and energy projection, you realize Goku does not even crack the tier 5 in any of the skills he displayed. Goku's greatest attribute is his energy projection and speed. In both pillars, Goku is above average, and average will be tier 3. Tier 3 strength, pillar, and durability. In another video, I will break down the tiers. But the important thing to remember and note is that advanced scaling will tell you immediately whether two supposed characters should even be in the ring. And it also helps compare the same tier characters. For example, Goku is a universal threat. But the only tiers that qualify for universal is his speed and his energy projection. Those are the only pillars that qualify for his to be universal. By isolating those two pillars, you can then see how Goku actually stacks up against universal level threats. As scalers grow and develop from amateurs to veterans, you start to realize which characters will beat or dominate other characters within their respective pillar tiers. Advanced scaling goes deeper than normal scaling, as it analyzes the specific pillars that show where a character ranks amongst other fictional characters. It also shows which pillars define a character's threat level. As the higher the character is ranked in the pillar, the more proficient and skilled that character is in that certain pillar. Thus, that character will be ranked higher in that pillar above other characters in the fictionist verse. For example, Goku's strength is tier 3, while the Incredible Hulk is tier 5. Clearly, the Hulk is leagues beyond Goku in physical strength. While the Hulk is tier 3 in speed, Goku is tier 4 in speed. It is these subtle differences that truly matter when characters are being scaled against other characters. Most amateur power scalers prefer to calc stack instead of actually breaking down the character's pillars or attributes or skills and hacks. You have to analyze their strengths and weaknesses through the pillar system. These are my advanced scalings of Goku, and this is how I advanced scale as far as when I'm doing versus characters. I base my reasoning off of those 5 pillars or those 5 markers. You can call them anything you want. With advanced scaling, the lore and canonized writing also plays a huge role and must be applied appropriately to the pillar system or the marker system for accurate results. The pillar system roots out inappropriate calc stacking, as the feats within the verse must correspond with the character's pillar within that specific pillar. I mean, with the calc, the pillar system also roots out inappropriate calc stacking, as the feat within the verse that you are referencing must correspond with that character's tier in the pillar system. For example, Goku was able to shake the universe with the punches created by him and Beerus. And let me remind amateur power skillers, assisted feats can be referenced, but they do not and will not ever trump non-assisted feats or canonized statements through the writers of that character's verse. Even though Goku is capable of threatening Universe 7, he still has zero unassisted feats of him threatening Universe 7. And that needs to be analyzed. Advanced power scaling takes that character and isolates that character's weakest, strongest pillars by isolating those tiers and displaying those tiers versus other characters within those tiers. Why is advanced scaling important? Well, advanced scaling's primary function is to find commonality amongst the characters in that same threat tier. When advanced scaling is applied appropriately, if you don't see a common or at least a character in a common tier of pillar, then more than likely that character should not even be in the ring as the character that you are stating. Advanced scaling should only be applied when you are debating two different characters within the same threat level, or you're trying to fully analyze and break down the character's abilities as it pertains to other characters within his pillar. So tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. This is Angry Weeb, and I'm out.